Backer here, the naturopath from New Zealand. Thanks for coming back. Let's talk about omega-3. The topic today, 7 mistakes people commonly make when taking an omega-3. Right? I've written some notes here, so you'll see me reading off some notes. As you're aware, if you watch this channel regularly, right, that I've retired since November 2019, but I continue to educate through this YouTube channel. For many years, I did see patients who consulted with many types of ailments, problems, all sorts of issues. For many of the solutions came with diet and lifestyle recommendations, including best foods to eat and best supplements to take for their particular individual situation. I've been recommending omega-3 since the 1980s, when the jury was still out on whether omega-3 fish oil would even benefit a person's health, or if it's just another health scam. I can still remember seeing headlines and newspapers saying new health scam, people taking fish oil, They basically thought it was a scam. Some early studies that came out 2001, 2002, these were like the early studies, reported benefits of omega-3. So omega-3 really took off about, I think, 15, 20 years ago. It started to become quite big, and now it's quite a big topic. One of my dear friends in New Zealand here had discussions with me about omega-3, and I urged him to take on a large distribution of omega-3 in New Zealand around 1999, 2000, which he did. And now he's one of New Zealand's leading marketers of omega-3 fish oil in Australia and New Zealand, because it's become very big since then. But prior to that, people were paying lip service to fish oil supplements and not really taking them seriously, like probiotics. They thought they were a fad and a scam even. Most doctors would never talk about fish oil, and still don't today for some crazy reason, even though a lot of good fish oil supplements work better than non-steroidal drugs. Right, let's talk about these 7 mistakes. These are things I commonly see with people taking omega-3. So, the first one, take with foods. Preferably take an omega-3 fatty acid supplement with a meal, okay? I generally recommend you take it with food for increased uptake, and particularly if you have it with a fatty meal. So many people choose not to take it with a fatty meal. This can be a mistake. This can make them feel sick, or burp, or regurgitate fish, things like that, and that can put people right off. But hang on before you say, okay, I won't take it away from meals. Some people benefit from taking it away from meals. Now you'll think, well, hang on a minute, man, you're totally off your head now. You're saying one thing, but now you're saying something else. Remember, I'm talking about patient experience, not clinical studies or trials. When you work with thousands of people, you get to work out certain things. The bulk of people benefit from taking fish oil with food, but a smaller percentage feel much better when they take it away from food. So point number 2, take away from food if it suits you the best. Don't listen to what others say about you must only take with food. All these laws and rules imposed on us by the food police are written in. You are best to experiment what suits you. Some prefer with food, and some have no issues at all without food. Try both several ways to see what benefits you the most. Ideally, you would take fish oil once or twice per day. Twice per day is probably better. I prefer to see people take 1 capsule, like the large 1,000 milligram capsule, for example, with breakfast or lunch or dinner. Right? Any one of those 3 meals if they're taking it once a day. If they take it twice a day, breakfast, lunch or dinner. If they take it 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch or dinner. You just split it up basically. You can take 2 capsules for 1 meal as 1 dose. You don't have to take, if a serving is usually 2 capsules, you don't have to take 1 breakfast and 1 lunch. You can take them both with 1 meal. Just try and make sure that it's with a fatty meal. But again, experiment. Point number 3, taking the wrong dose for you. This is very common. It all depends on the reason why you're taking the omega-3 supplement. If you're taking for pain or arthritis, for example, you're best to take 2 or 3 capsules, about 1,000 milligram capsules, each day for 3 to 6 months minimum before you decide it did nothing for you. Taking 1 capsule daily will do little to nothing when you've got, arthritis. Taking larger amounts in conjunction with a diet that contains several fish meals a week is optimal. So most who persist will gain amazing results. So listen up. If you want to get the best results from fish oil, you really want to make sure that you take it enough and for long enough. All right? It's very important to do that before you dismiss it and say that it's crap. Fish oil is not a pharmaceutical pill. You can't pop it in your mouth and within a few hours get a defined kind of clinical outcome. It doesn't work like that. And for many reasons, doctors always laughed at fish oil for that reason. But the funny thing is, most of them take it themselves these days because their pills don't seem to work anymore, do they? Right. Point number 4. Taking it long enough. Again, most common. Somebody will commonly buy one bottle and take omega-3 fish oil capsules religiously for a month, then they run out, and that's the end of it. I've seen this 1,000 times or more. Unless they buy another bottle in a few months and take them sporadically, a very common event. For conditions like heart disease, immune dysfunctions, inflammation, pain, diabetes, arthritis, for example, take each day for 6 months minimum before you decide it was, like, in inverted commas, a waste of money. It wasn't a waste of money at all. It was a waste of you not taking them long enough or in the sufficient dose long enough. Most patients I work with long term, some more than 20 years, who took omega-3 for decades would never ever consider stopping the supplement because they discovered the miracle of omega-3 in that period of time. Right? Point number 5. Buying a product that's potentially rancid or off. It's done. Many people do. They go and buy a cheap fish oil from Costco or iHerb, or they'll go to their local chemist, their drugstore. They'll see the bargain bins, 300 fish oil capsules for $6, and they'll think they got a great product. Not good. I wouldn't even give it to my pet in case the pet got sick. So just be careful with fish oil. It's very easy to buy a cheap, crappy product. Rancidity is still a big issue in fish oil industry. Finding a product that is manufactured with freshness in mind is critical. Cheap fish oils are readily available online. Be sure to check the origin and the quality of the product you're purchasing. Point number 6. Not storing your omega-3 fish oil properly. Once opened, it's best to keep it in a cool and dry place. The refrigerator is an ideal place. Many people say you don't get fish burps or feel funny if you take a fish oil capsule once it's been in a refrigerator. I haven't noticed any difference myself, but many people swear by that. Some people may inadvertently leave their fish oil on a windowsill in the sunlight or even in the handbag in their car. It's not a great thing to do. Poor care and storage will cause it to lose quality faster. So make sure that when you use it, you put the cap on tightly and put it in a cool, dark place somewhere. It'll last longer and perform better. The 7th one. Apart from not taking omega-3 supplements, apart from taking them, not benefiting from more seafood and seaweed in your diet. So I believe it's very smart, if you're taking omega-3, is to have an additional source of some type of seafood in your diet on a regular basis. I tend to eat herring, I eat a lot of anchovies and sardines and oily fish because I've seen the research, I've seen the science on it. I believe it's for my best interest to do that, and I enjoy eating those fish. If you don't enjoy eating them, you can at least try some sheets of sushi, for example. The nori sheets, those square sheets you get, you can crumble those up and put them in your salad. But to get some more seaweed in your diet, go to the Asian shops and have a look at the different seaweeds available and look into it. Adding these into your diet gives you additional sources of sea minerals. And I believe sea minerals work very well in conjunction with omega-3. There's definitely a benefit there. So that's it. The other interesting thing with having seaweed in your diet is you're going to get access to minerals that you would never otherwise get in your diet, like iodine, like selenium. All sorts of weird minerals are in seaweed. So I hope you got something out of this video. Thanks for tuning in.